I get what you're saying, Chris. How do you feel?
I like them both a lot. I'm a slow
Shocker,
but go
shocker, dude.
soccer. I know. I like everything.
Fucking shocker. Chris likes both. And welcome back to Check the Candy. And I am John. This is Chris. This is Taylor. Say what up, boys.
What up?
We are bringing you our very bloody Valentine's special episode. Very excited for this one. Every holiday we're trying to do something different, trying to get into the holiday spirit. Plenty of movies to talk about. Two in particular. My Bloody Valentine 1981 and then My Bloody Valentine 3D 2009, if I'm not mistaken. So plenty of shit to talk about, some other movies here and there. Kind of a weird holiday. People either love or hate it. I feel like it's not obviously the most popular fucking holiday, but plenty of horror came out of it. So that's what we're doing here. What's going on, fellas?
What up?
What up, man? What up?
Fucking chilling. So I just want to start and say, hold on, let me take a hit of my pink drink. For those of you who think it's wine, it's not. It's cranberry gin.
Ooh, very, very pussy of you.
Yeah. Hey, we're doing a pussy episode, so I'm down with it.
Very good.
So as you guys know, and for your viewers, just so you know, I have never seen the My Bloody Valentine movies. This was my first time watching them this week. I just never got around to it. Don't own them. So I want to kind of start off with those and see where the convo leads us, if you guys are cool with that.
Let's do it.
All right. Anything off the bat to say about these movies?
I have one thing to say.
Yeah.
Just one thing real quick.
Let's hear it.
So 2009, okay? The little short lady,
Yes.
okay? And the hotel manager or whatever she is. And the dog.
Yeah.
Tell me that's not Chris and Melvin.
It is. It is.
It's 100% Chris and Melvin.
Yeah, I could really picture it if Chris had a mining pick through his jaw. I could really picture it then.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's an absurd kill, right?
He didn't deserve that.
No. Kind of a quick scene, huh? She was over and done with pretty quick there. A short appearance, if I could say.
No pun intended.
Was that too harsh? Oh fuck,
No,
okay.
you're fine.
Yeah, that was a cool kill. I enjoyed that. I gotta be honest with the 2009. If we're gonna start off with that, I hated every character. Not hated, but like, I guess it made the movie fun because I just didn't give a shit who died at all. I really didn't. I was like, okay, I don't care about this girl. I don't care about this girl. I don't care about this guy. Whatever. Like, what's his name? He's in Supernatural, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Denver Eccles.
Tom Hanniger there, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
oddly enough, I mean, they came together. I don't know when they came together, those two for Supernatural, but they did two big remakes in the same year.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they did.
I mean, Friday the 13th and then My Bloody Valentine. Pretty wild.
Homeboy did House of Wax too, right?
Yeah. That was a little bit earlier though, right? I think that was like 2005.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yep.
Paris Hilton.
Yeah, she has a gnarly kill in that movie though. But yeah, so I just didn't give a shit about any character. I will say that just like the original, I hated Axel, which is funny because if you watch the movies, obviously Axel in the first one is the killer, right? Which was a great twist, by the way. I fucking loved that. And then in the second one, you obviously, if you watch the first one, you think it's gonna be Axel, ends up being Tom this time, right? I still hated Axel. Like, I was rooting for Tom more. Like, he was the only character I actually liked, to be honest.
Which one's Tom?
He's the supernatural guy, right? That's his name, Tom.
Yeah, Jensen Ackles, right?
Yeah. He's so in the original, Tom is the main guy, and he's obviously not the killer. It ends up being Axel. And then in this one, Axel technically is the good guy, I guess you would say, and Tom's the bad one. So they tried to switch it up on you.
Okay. Yeah, no, see, I've not watched these since last year and probably the
Yeah.
year before that. So, and I've still not watched it. I put it on the other night and it was background noise. I was fucking editing something for
What, the
Check the
2009 one?
Candy.
The 2009
No,
one? The
no,
original?
81 or whatever. When was that?
Yeah, 81.
81.
Dude,
Yeah,
that one's so fun, dude. Wow, is that a
that
fun movie?
that is a like, yeah, and you were missing out, man. Like that, like you
Yeah,
said not too long ago, you're not into like holiday horrors, but
well, mostly like, yeah, that's true to an extent. I was mostly at that point talking about like Christmas movies.
yeah,
Like I wasn't into, I had just watched Silent Night, Deadly Night, and I didn't really get into Christmas horror until I saw Krampus, and I was like, okay, this was done right because it felt like a Christmas movie first
yeah.
with horror with a
Well,
horror plot, you know what I mean? But now, but yeah, I guess other holiday movies I've enjoyed. I just never got around to watching My Bloody Valentine, and I think I've seen it. I think I've seen the original and the remake like in passing, kind of. You know what I mean? Like I've seen them here and there, and like that kind of stuff. But I was just kind of like not that interested, and but I gotta say, the 1981 is fucking a super fun movie. Talk about
mhm.
night and day for me, anyway. I'm not saying 2009 is a bad movie. I'm just saying night and day with characters for me. Like 2009, I fucking didn't like any of the characters. 81, I loved every single character. I loved them all. Like I really did. I thought they were all fucking unbelievable, dude. They were chaotic. They were funny. I don't know who the guy is in the first one that he's got the curly hair and he's fucking making jokes all the time and he scares him in the mine. He's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
up top. He like comes down. That guy's fucking hysterical, dude.
Yeah,
Oh
he's a
my
bigger
god.
guy, right?
No, but that guy was great too. The guy with the
Yeah, okay.
mustache and glasses. That guy
Yeah,
was
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. That I like that guy
No,
a lot.
it was his like nerdy curly haired friend that I was talking about. But both of those guys were fucking awesome, dude.
Oh,
Um, I think what I just didn't like about the 2009 one is it's not really like in the mines. You know what I mean? It's like kind of not that there isn't kills in the 81 version that are outside of the mines, but a lot more time is spent in the actual mines in the first one.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I
Um,
mean? Like it was all about that. And I just feel like the 2009 version just I don't know if they did the minor justice, man. Like even the ending, like he's not even in the gear at all. He's like breaking the lights like the old one. I was like, okay, but then he's just like, and it's like flashing to him being in the suit, but like he's not in the suit with like the mask. You know, it's kind of like, oh man, I feel like they're, just from me judging, watching them, kind of back to back, I was like, man, they didn't really do him justice this time. It was kind of odd for me.
okay.
Like it felt like you didn't have to see the first one.
Well, yeah, no, I think that's kind of the way they wanted to go with it, like kind of
Right.
like Friday the 13th, 2009. Like
Yeah.
you didn't have to watch them. They would that was what you had to see, kind of deal, to get the picture. So,
Right.
um, I get what you're saying, Chris. How do you feel?
I like them both a lot. I almost love like the
Shocker, dude.
soccer. I know. I like
Fucking shocker. Chris likes both. Holy fuck, dude.
I just love that laundromat scene when like the corpses like spin around the dryer, just like
Well, yeah, and they did that in both, which was awesome. That was a good shout
yeah,
out. And they did a lot of that. Even the beginning of the 2009 version is like a kind of like a almost like a sum up of like the ending of the first one. You know what I mean? Not that
yeah.
it's supposed to be the same characters or anything, but it played out kind of in the same situation. Two girls stuck down there, they're trying to get her out. The other one's fucking getting traumatized, all this bullshit. Um, so I understood it. I just like as far as the minor goes as a character, like then I mean, fuck, they hardly had him in the mine at all. And at the
I
end,
feel like
he's not in the
I
suit. He's not in the suit at the end. What's the deal, bro?
Yeah, no, I get that, but I feel like it was in the mind quite a bit though, because like Chris, you said something in the group about 2009 like being your favorite, right? You seen that in theaters or something like that?
Yeah, in 3D. Oh, It was great. There's a good amount in the mind. It's not the whole movie, but
I
there's
don't
definitely at
think
least
so.
like 4 or 5.
The last 40 minutes of the old one is in the mine. And it's fucking unbelievable.
And see that's
Or
the way a
it's at least at the mine. Like they
Yeah,
have the
the party in
party,
the
they
mine,
have the
yeah.
party, but then they go in the mine. And at least the last 25 minutes are like they're struggling down there. In 2009, you have the first 5 or 6 minutes in the mine. Then they're not in the mine ever again until the very end.
okay. Well,
There's a few scenes. I think the middle of it's like in the mind, like back and forth for a few. Not the whole movie, obviously, but yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, he goes in and he gets locked in the fucking thing, but I mean, it's for like 3 minutes. It's like one scene. Like one guy dies in the mine, and then it's like, whoa, okay. Like I was just kind of like, man, I didn't mind. I'm not like bagging on that issue, that part of it. I'm just saying, like, to not even have the suit on at the end, I was just a little disappointed, I guess.
I can see that.
yeah, I can see that as well. Um, what you're saying like about this right here is that like the mine situation. He's not in the mine at the end of it, or as much as the first one and stuff like that. It kind of puts me in the mind of like how I feel about Halloween. Like um, Myers is just not there for me enough in the original. Now,
Right.
like this is an example of a good movie around the same time period as Halloween. And tell me, this movie, the 81 one, did not blow your mind. I mean, that was a great,
Dude, that
great
movie.
fucking movie.
Uh,
Compared to Halloween,
oh,
dude, like
dude,
it tops it like 100%.
dude, yeah,
Like to me,
the 81 one is fucking awesome. It's so fun. And like the beginning's great. And
I mean, that's how you make a movie. Man, Canadians need to make more movies. That's all
seriously,
there is
dude.
to it.
Seriously, dude, that was a really fun movie. Even when them like there's so many good kills too. Like Chris said, the laundromat kill is fucking awesome. And they redid that in the 2009 version. But like the whole scene of them at the end, like going down into the mines, like that's so believable. Like you're in this mill town and this mining town, like this small
That's
town that's
what you
kind of,
do for fun.
yeah, like you go have a party there because everyone works there, and you're like, yeah, we want to go in these two fucking girls are like, we want to go in the mine, and the guys are like, all right, we'll take you down there. It's spooky. And then they they go on that fucking mine cart, and you're just like, dude, they're just heading towards that blackness, and I'm like, this is fucking great. Like this is awesome.
Yeah.
And him being in the suit, just taking out all the one by one every light, like it was just really good. And then another great kill in that is you don't even really see it, but when the suits start dropping,
Yeah.
that girl's in there and the suits just start coming out of nowhere. Like, and they played on that a little bit in the 2009 one, but just not as much. Great. And then like he sees her for a second, and like you can tell like the water's like coming out of her mouth. She's like in the shower. You know what I mean? Her head's like stuck on the shower and like water's like pouring out. And you only see like the corner of it, but like I thought that was fucking great. And then that kid does a great job. He's a great actor. Like he's not even in the movie that much, that red-haired kid, but he's like traumatized by seeing that.
Mhm.
Like they drive into town to get the sheriff and he's fucking like and he's like fucking crying. I'm like, dude, this is fucking phenomenal. I loved that
It
movie,
was.
dude. So cool.
It's definitely a good one. Shit, Chris, you talk.
So I'm gonna go off topic.
Okay.
One of my favorite Valentine's horror movies is The Love Witch. You ever hear of that one before?
Yeah, dude.
It's like from
Yeah.
2016. It looks like it's from like the 60s, some like exploitation film. It's so fucking cool.
I've never heard of
Dude,
that. What is it
I
about? What is it
complete.
about?
It's this witch. I mean, Chris, you can tell,
Yeah,
but like
she's like a modern witch.
it really looks like it's from the '60s, dude. Like it's fucking. It was made not too long ago. It's a crazy movie.
Oh,
Really?
like just like watching it just by itself, just for like seeing it. It's amazing. They did an amazing job. So cool.
You know
I
how
gotta
Ty
watch that.
West. You know how Ty West did.
Pearl.
No,
Yeah.
What's that one he did?
Oh,
House of
of the
the.
Devil. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know how it was like made '70s.
Yeah.
This is straight up like '60s, dude. Like this movie is. And honestly, watching it, I didn't care for the movie. I didn't like it, but I love the filming aspect of it. I thought it was very well done for like the time and age that we're in now. Like it's just I think it would be hard to go back, and make shit. It's like whenever you're older and you can draw, but then you try to go back and draw a child's drawing, it's kind of hard to
Yeah,
draw that way. So
yeah.
like the filming aspect of the Love Witch was very cool. Chris, that's a good one, dude. I've not watched that in a while. I was actually thinking about that the other day.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the watch, and I think a lot of people love it, and it's very underrated. No one really talks about it. I'm surprised they don't.
When did it come out?
2016.
Really? I gotta check that out. Fuck, I
Yeah,
never
it'll
heard
blow
of
your
that.
mind like how it's filmed. It's awesome.
Was it
It's
like
like
was it like an indie film, or did it come out like just like straight to video, or
I don't know. I want to say it's more of an indie, but I
yeah,
don't know. It's like it
I
looks
don't
like
know either.
that's cool. I gotta check that out. But Taylor, you said the same thing about House of the Devil, where you were like not into the movie, but the aesthetics of it you like loved.
Yeah, yeah. See, I'm not going to give a lot away since you've not seen it, and I think you should watch it. I don't like slow movies. You do.
Yeah, I
So
do.
like
I love slow movies,
I feel that one is a bit of a slow burner. Um,
which I feel like
but
a love movie should be really.
yeah, yeah.
Is it not necessarily like it's not necessarily a Valentine's movie, right? Or is it?
No, no, it's
no.
not.
It just has
It's
the
a love story. Now,
gotcha.
you know what? I want to tell you something. If you want to talk about a love story, let's talk about a love story, okay?
Oh, great love story. Great love story.
This
I think there's a lot of horror movies that are love stories, especially slashers that just aren't the typical concept of love. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
don't you think like Halloween's kind of a love story? I mean,
yeah,
it's
kind of like a fucked up
it's
love
all yeah,
story.
it's all about like fate, you know what I mean? Like the whole movie's about fate basically. It's these two people that are like complete opposites that are kind of attracting on one side anyway, obviously, but they keep meeting. There's just this undeniable connection no matter what's happening in the plot. Like there is that undeniable connection.
There is.
In most slashers, I mean, almost every slasher besides like maybe Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And Freddie, like you got
I
Freddie,
don't
he
know,
kind of goes after any and everyone. Like
right?
Michael has
But
a
he
fucking.
still ends up going after Nancy a lot. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So maybe that's just the aspect of like bringing back that Scream Queen, but like definitely not as much as Halloween or and then Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You don't have that at all, but there are
Oh, there's a lot of love in Texas. I don't know what you're talking
there's so much love in Texas, dude. I mean,
about.
if I lived in Texas, I would want that shirt. There's so much love in Texas.
With his face, with Leatherface on the
Yeah,
front of it.
but yeah, Dracula, dude, great love story. Holy shit. It's probably more of a love and romance story before horror, to be honest. It just
I
happens to
mean, this dude
have
literally
crosses
turned.
oceans and times.
Yeah, like he turned his vice. Look, fuck you. Why does this shit have to happen? Like, fuck you, God. I'm turning myself into this
Right.
demon, and I'm gonna live forever. Like he turned himself into a monster all because of love. And then at the end of this one, I've watched bits and pieces of the original
Yeah.
Bram Stoker's
Bram
Dracula.
Stoker's, yeah.
Um, um, but this one right here is just absolutely. This is the hands down a fucking
Yeah,
fantastic
yeah.
film.
And you're talking Gary Oldman.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, great movie. Um Also, yeah, a great honestly a great basically the definition of a love story, if you ask me, because it's this whole idea that love is eternal. It's almost ironic, right? Like love is eternal. He's eternal and can't have love because he's eternal. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like without without committing a sin of turning a girl, so she lives forever as well. You know what I mean? So it's that
Yeah,
kind of like he really can't have love because he is eternal, even though love is eternal. It's kind of like a it's weird symbolism, but it's definitely a love story for sure.
it really is. I mean, he sees this girl and it kind of like puts him in the mind of his ex lover, and he's just like,
Dude, what a
oh,
line.
that
What a
that
line, dude.
feeling.
I've crossed oceans of time to find you. That's such a good that's such a good
Yeah.
line, dude. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Chris, do you like Dracula?
I love the original from
Yeah.
2931 with Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, Lugosi.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, that's one that I've watched, but it's always like towards the end of it, I'm getting on my phone or doing something like that.
Yeah, you can't.
I've never fully watched it.
That's so funny because I've always wanted to do the old classic movies on here, but I know that you just can't fucking sit through them, dude.
I know. I
They're
have a
great, though.
problem.
They're
Like I've
classic
always,
stuff.
dude, they're so good. Like all the Universal movies, I've always wanted to like. I mean, Phantom of the Opera is fucking incredible, dude. But like I know that like I just know would watch like 9 of those movies, and Taylor every time would be like, "Yeah, not that good."
Pretty much a little
Well,
murder.
see,
Little murder.
the thing is that
He'd be
like
like,
I
I
love.
appreciate it, but I was also editing during the movie, so
Dude, like I was telling you guys, like I think I was telling John the other day, like I absolutely adore black and white films. I fucking love them. They're so much fun to me, but it's I can't, and I have that problem with movies in general, like especially shows. Unless they grab me up the first, fucking 30 minutes,
right.
I'm out. Like I can't. It's so hard for me, and so whenever I find a movie I do like, man, that's a movie. Look, I'm gonna show you another love story. This one, The Vampire Lovers.
Never
I'm
seen it.
telling you.
Never seen it either.
All right, so Carmilla, the book I've been telling you guys about.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I read the book, right? And then, so Carmilla was wrote 26 years before Bram. Is it Bram or Bam? Bram.
Bram Stoker,
So,
yeah.
all right, so Bram. It was wrote 26 years before Bram Stoker. This book, Carmilla, um, inspired him to write Dracula. Okay, so I read that book just because that intrigued me. I was like, oh, that's cool. So after reading it, I was like, man, it's okay. Like it's cool because it's that fucking old. Like it's a good story. I believe in vampires. I think they existed. Um, I don't know if they're to the extent of what movies make them out to be, but like
Right.
I think that there was. I mean, it's been. What about Lilith? You got fucking Lilith, who is like before, with Adam and Eve and all that. It's crazy, but this movie was the only one that held up to the book.
Really?
I watched every single fucking one of them, and this one was the only one that held up to the book. And this movie is fucking awesome. And for its time, I think it was 1971, 1970. It is fucking good. Like there's this like fucking demon thing. I guess a vampire, but it's like covered in like a cloth, like a sheet in this like woods and like smoke. You gotta watch it. You gotta check it out. It's fucking dope, man. This movie is
And
really good.
from
I'd check
what
it
I
out.
understand, I mean, Carmilla itself, like the book, is way before its time. I'm pretty sure the author caught a lot of flack for that because isn't it technically like a gay love story? Like,
Yeah.
isn't
So
it?
yeah,
It's 2 women, right?
yeah. They're you know. So yeah. So she prays Carmilla, and she goes by different names. But she preys on women. Like she likes
Right.
women.
Right.
She doesn't care anything about a man. And this,
I don't
moral
care
of the story.
nothing about no man.
I don't need no man in my life, But so she preys on women because that's what she's into. That's what she likes, and it's fucking cool. But the moral of the story is that this one girl, and back then, like in 1800s, they, when people couldn't just come over and hang out, like
No.
they lived far away and all that bullshit. And whenever somebody come over, this girl's, I think she's like 16 or something like that, and she's just wanting this one girl to come over and wanting her to come over, and then she falls ill and she can't come over. There's some kind of plague going around and all that bullshit. Well, she's just alone, So Carmilla comes around and Yeah, you got it. I'm not gonna tell it. You guys got to read this shit.
Right, right. No, we
Read
will.
the read that book. Watch this movie. It's fucking good, man. This is a hidden gem that needs to be talked about. The Vampire Lovers and the book Carmilla. You need to read them and
Word.
watch them.
Yeah, vampire is very the seductive creature of horror for sure. Um, Chris, any other love story horror movies you want to talk about?
Got one right here.
Oh, he's got one.
Good old Valentine.
Yeah,
Oh,
buddy. I gotta show mine
Yeah,
off too. Fuck it.
good
We're
shit.
going all VHS. Apparently,
Oh yeah.
Valentine's is all about VHS, man.
oh. Let's
Oh,
do it all three at one time. Let's
yeah,
do
yeah.
it.
I
Do it,
like it.
Chris.
Just
I
for the
like it
gram.
though.
Just for the gram.
All right, take a picture. All
Maybe
right.
when we edit that, I'm gonna add a little.
That is sweet.
Yeah, Chris, obviously you love that movie. You got the shirt on, man. Where does that
Great.
rank upon is that something you watch every Valentine's Day, or
Oh yeah.
give us your lineup? I mean, what's your lineup on Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
dude?
Yeah. What's yours?
Well, first I go with How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. That's a great one.
That is a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Hell yeah, McConaughey.
I go with She's All That.
Ooh.
Great movie.
It's classic though. We'll say.
Dude, classic. Guilty pleasure.
Hell yeah. But no, my obviously 81 Valentine or Bloody Valentine, 09 Valentine.
Yeah.
The Love Witch. I say Bride Chucky. It's kind of like a Valentine's.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That
Get
is
the
a good
old-
one, dude.
Get the old doll sex scene.
Yeah. Right.
What hadn't been done before, I don't think, and then obviously Team America did it.
Oh God,
way
that
more
was the best
aggressively.
thing.
It's so good.
The best thing ever.
We won't get into that, but yes, so it was done at least twice we know of, but that was one of them. That's a good one, Chris. Anything else?
No, I think that's pretty much it, man. What about you? What do you? Well, you first watch these movies now, right? So
Yeah, I mean, usually Valentine's Day was never, I just watch my regular shit, but now it's gonna be I'm probably gonna rewatch 81 for sure. I don't know if I'll rewatch '09. I think I'll purchase both of them. Uh I mean, I think it would be cooler. I never saw it. I haven't seen '09 in actual 3D, so I think it'd be cool to find Taylor. I think you got it. The 2009 with the glasses would be pretty awesome. But 81 for sure will be on that. Dracula's a good one too, obviously. I like both of those movies, the old one and the newer one. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have too much of a lineup. Maybe if I were to stay with vampires, I would go with like more of a family friendly one and do Dark Shadows as well.
Mm.
Which is also based in Maine, by the way.
Represent.
Represent. But yeah, other than that, I think those would be the only ones I would have a go-to on Valentine's Day. Taylor, what about you?
I've never liked Valentine's Day. It's just not a holiday
Yeah,
that I like.
I'm not a big fan, so like I haven't really even thought of, especially before seeing My Bloody Valentine and all those, I haven't even really thought about putting together a feature presentation for all that. But
No, and since my wife and all that stuff, I've grown to like it. I've grown to accept that, you got to do shit on
right,
Valentine's Day. Like that's just it's respectful. It's nice. The women like it, and it's just for me personally, I've just never cared for the holiday. So no, I've never really watched movies on it. I will say every year for as long as I can remember, I've watched probably 2009. Because that come out when Friday 13th did and all that stuff. So I do remember that one vividly. I did watch it in theaters in 3D. It was a lot of fun to me. So I get where Chris is coming from on that. Like that
right.
movie is a good one. It was a fun one to see. So I could probably never ever have anything bad to say about that movie. I actually seen that one first before I seen 81. And then I agree with you, John. I watched 81. I think 81 is definitely way better. That
Dude, it's
movie's
so
awesome.
good. It's so fun, man.
Yeah.
Just the
So
characters are great. I loved all of them. Like
yeah.
it was hysterical, dude, and it was well done. And I just love the miner as a character, man. Like really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool idea. I'm surprised that they were never. It was never like there was never a second one or anything. I mean, Chris, do you know what
And
was
that's
up with that?
good.
Like,
No, they don't need to do that shit. They didn't need to.
right? But
We talked about it though. It was supposed to happen. It just never did.
for
For
the
a few
first one,
years. Yeah, it was supposed to like 83 or 84. It just never went
never.
anywhere.
Wow,
Yeah.
so weird because I thought that was a great. When he gets away, I mean, that's a good
Right?
premise to go off. I mean, this guy comes back, they set it up perfectly. Just kind of weird that I don't know when it came out if it fizzled off or didn't do well when it came out or what. And they set the 2009 up one the same way, and maybe that was just a play on the first one. But I'm surprised they didn't do maybe they didn't feel like they needed to do a second one, but or maybe the 2009 one didn't do well either. I'm not sure. Are you pinching the nipple eyes, dude? What are you doing?
Do my titties look good?
They look great, dude.
It looks amazing.
No, so like 2009, I will always watch My Bloody Valentine, the original. For the past probably 5 years, my wife and I have watched it every Halloween. So those two, and then of course Valentine. When I was younger, this movie come out, and I absolutely fucking love. This is one of the better movies to me. It doesn't feel like a Valentine's movie to me. It feels more like just a good fucking slasher. But I was always really drawn to the mask. Like I really love that mask. That mask was perfect. His outfit and the pea coat or whatever, like it just looks so fucking great. So, and the bloody nose, like just really cool. And I'm really excited about Eli Ross.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Be Mine because he's kind of got that same feel as Valentine from the look of the mask.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, isn't someone making an indie fan made film called Valentine Bluff?
I've heard of that.
Like based on the town, right? Isn't that the town name in the original? Now I don't even know if they mentioned that in the second one. Do they mention that they're in Valentine Bluff or no?
I think so.
That's the name of the town. I don't even remember them mentioning that. But
Or maybe they didn't. I don't know.
I think someone's making a fan film called that. I'm pretty sure I've seen Indiegogos for it and shit, and it's pretty big on the Instagram circuit right now.
I've seen that as well, but it's been a while since I've seen that though, so I didn't know
Well,
if
it
that was
might
still
be
a
coming
thing.
out like this year. Who knows? That would be the move, right? But they
I
should
forgot
probably put
about
it on
that.
now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw something about that. That would be interesting to see. But yeah, we're about to wrap it up, guys. This is our Bloody Good Valentine episode. Really appreciate you guys joining us. We got plenty of shit coming out, man. The content we've been doing is awesome. We've been recording a bunch of episodes. We recently put out our first segment or episode of Unwrapped, which is where we dive into unexplained, unanswered, unsolved stuff, folklore, legends, aliens, Bigfoot, fucking all that shit. Taylor and I put out the first episode recently called The Staircase. It's a really cool story. You guys should dive into that. We got another one coming out soon. We had just recently put out What Got Us Into Horror, so you guys can go check that out. All the movies that got us and that we kind of went off the rails on that one, guys. We were talking about a bunch of nostalgic shit that got us into horror, not just, we had I had a blast filming that episode. I don't know about you guys, but
that was a lot of fun. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was really fun. So we'll do more stuff like that. And we got, we're really, we are doing film reviews where we're talking about specific movies as well. But we are doing a lot of different content where we're trying to kind of group them together and talk about a bunch of different films and kind of go where the convo takes us, like we got one coming out about possession films and alien films and cult films and stuff like that. So we're not trying to group them together, but we just know that if we talk about specific movies in general, we'll get a good conversation going and some good might come out of it. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, we are. We're very excited about it. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm drunk. I forgot what I was gonna say.
That's how we do it at Check the Candy, man. I love it.
Okay, man.
That's how we roll. That's why we let the convo come to us and we react to each other's, situations. And I love it, man. But But I thank you guys for joining us. Plenty more to come out. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We're looking out putting out merch soon, stuff like that. So we're really building everything over here. We're working hard for you guys, and we really appreciate it. And until next time. And Chris, take us away, man. What do you got to say?
Have you checked the candy?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Peace out,
I
guys.
love it.